Namaste everybody. Welcome to the channel Unboxing Sanskrit. Now we are going to discuss more about Vibhaktis and Purushas. So first of all, let's take Vibhakti. To learn Vibhakti, we need to understand a very important theory which is known as Karakam. So what is Karakam? It's a name. And here on the screen we can see a shloka. It goes like Karta karma cha karanam sampradanam tathaiva cha apadanadhikaranam cha ityahu karakani shat. Now we can see the split up of the sloka here. Karta, karma, karanam, sampradanam, apadanam, adhikaranam. These are the karakas. Now we are going to learn what all these things are and how we can relate it to the vibhaktis. Okay. Kim nama karakam. What is known as karakam? Here the definition is given. Kriyanvayi karakam. To understand this theory, first of all, we have to see or we have to define a sentence. What is a sentence? Normally we say that a collection of meaningful words, that's known as a sentence. But just think about a sentence in which there is no verb. Is it a complete sentence? No. A sentence without a verb is always an incomplete one. So the major part of a sentence is the verb. So that verb is known as kriya in Sanskritam, kriya padam or kriya. So here the definition is kriya anvayi karakam. To make a complete sentence, we need a kriya padam, a verb. Karakam is that role which defines the relation between the kriya padam and each and every word in the sentence. So that is karakam. Karakam relates each and every word to the kriya padam, to the verbal form. So that is karakam. Now let's check these sentences. Ramaha gacchati. Ramaha, we know that's a name, it's a noun, means Rama. Gacchati, goes. So Rama goes. That's the meaning of the sentence. Now, second sentence. Ramaha gramam gacchati. Rama goes gramam, to his village or to the village. Rama goes to the village. Third sentence. Ramaha yanena gramam gacchati. Rama goes to his village yanena, by a vehicle, a car, a bus, or whatever it is. Fourth sentence. Ramaha krishnaya dhanam dadati. Dhanam means money. Rama gives money to Krishna, krishnaya, to Krishna. Fifth sentence. Ramaha gramat agacchati. So Rama comes from the village. Gramat, from the village. Next sentence is Ramasya mitram Krishna asti. Rama's friend is Krishna. And the last sentence is Ramaha grihe vasati. Rama lives in his house. Let us check the relation between the verbs and the other words in the sentence. First sentence is Ramaha gacchati. Rama goes. Rama is doing the action. So Rama is known as the karta in this sentence, which means the one who does the kriya, the action. That particular person is known as karta. So this is this very simple concept. A kriya padam, a verb is there, and the one who performs that verb, performs that kriya, that person is known as the karta, the subject. Now, come to the next sentence. Ramaha gramam gacchati. Let's analyze it. Gacchati, again, goes. Who is doing that? Ramaha. So, of course, Rama is the karta. So, Ramaha gacchati. Rama goes. Where does he go? Rama goes to the village. Gramam gacchati, to the village. So, what is grama shabda? What is the word grama in this sentence? The word grama is the goal of the subject's action. Just Gachati is the Kriyapadam, the verb, and Rama is doing that. And the goal of Rama's action is to reach the village. So that particular goal is known as karma, otherwise the object. So object is the thing which acts as the goal of Karta's action, goal of the subject's action. So that is object, otherwise karma. Coming to the third sentence, here three words are familiar to us. We can check it. Ramaha yanena gramam gachati. Gachati is the verb, goes, and Rama goes. So Rama is the subject, and gramam, and he goes to his village. So that is the destination. That's a goal. So that is the object that we know. So Ramaha gramam gachati means Rama goes to his village. And here we have a new word, yanena. Yanena means, yana means vehicle. So yanena, by a vehicle. So Rama goes to the village by the vehicle. So let's discuss about the word yanena. What is yanena in this sentence? So let's take it one by one. Gachati kriyapadam. Rama karta, because he performs the action. Grama is the destination, so that is the object, karma. Now, yanam, a vehicle, that is an instrument which helps the subject, Rama, karta, to perform his action, right? So here in this sentence, in this context, a vehicle is a thing which helps Rama to go to his village to perform his action. So that particular instrument is known as Karanam in a sentence. So these all words we need to remember. So karta, the subject, karma, the object, karanam, the instrument. So these many things we have learned. So Ramaha yanena gramam gachati. Fine. Come to the fourth sentence. Ramaha krishnaya dhanam dadati. Dadati means gives. Who gives? Rama gives. So Rama is the karta, Rama is the subject. And what is being given? That's dhanam, money. So that's the object. Fine. We have this word krishnaya in this sentence. So what is krishnaya? Who is Krishna in this context? The meaning of the sentence is Rama gives money to Krishna. So Rama is the giver and Krishna is the receiver. So the one who receives, he is known as sampradhanam. In a sentence is when a transaction takes place, the receiver is known as sampradhanam. We need to understand that much. Okay, come to the fifth sentence. Ramaha gramat agachati. Agachati is the kriyapadam, which means comes. Who comes here? Rama. Rama comes here. So Ramaha agachati. Rama comes. From where does he come? He comes from his village, gramat, from the village. So this is a very simple concept we need to understand. When two things are getting separated, here Ramaha and Gramaha. Gramaha means the village. So here Rama and Grama, both these things are getting separated. When a separation takes place, the constant, the comparatively constant thing, that is known as apadanam. I will explain it. Rama and Gramaha. Rama, the person, Gramaha, the village. So Rama, he gets away from the village. So when this separation takes place, the constant thing is the village. It doesn't move. Rama is moving. So that thing, that word, the constant thing is known as apadanam in a sentence. Coming to the next sentence, Ramasya mitram Krishna asti. Rama's friend is Krishna. So here we can see there is a relation. It's a relation between Rama and Krishna. That much. And that relation is known as sambandha. Sambandha is the word for relation in Sanskrit. Okay, now coming to the last sentence, Ramaha grihe vasati. Rama lives in his house. Here we can see Vasati is the Kriyapadam, the verb. Who lives here? Rama lives here. So he is the Karta, he is the subject. Now, where does he live? It's a location, it's a place where Rama lives. That is the house. So that location is known as Adhikaranam. In a sentence, if a location is discussed, that particular location is known as Adhikaranam. So these many names and these many concepts we have to understand. I'll summarize it. Kriyapadam, verb, is the most important part of a sentence. Without a Kriyapadam, without a verb, the sentence remains incomplete, always. Now, Kriyapadam, so let's take it as an action. So, the one who does the action is known as Karta, the subject. Then, the destination or the goal of Karta's action, that is known as Karma, the object. The instrument which helps the subject Karta to perform his action, that is known as Karanam. Then, when a transaction takes place, the receiver is known as Sampradhanam. When a separation takes place, the comparatively constant thing, that is known as Apadanam. When there is a relation, the relation is known as Sambandha. And in a context, in a sentence where a location, a place is discussed, that particular location or place is known as Adhikaranam. These are the concepts. Now, how these things are related to the Vibhaktis, that we have to check. It's very interesting. Let's take the first sentence. Ramaha gachati. And of course, gachati Kriyapadam, Rama is the Karta. Ramaha is in Prathama Vibhakti in this sentence. Okay, let's go to the second sentence. Ramaha Gramam Gachati. Gachati is the same, and here Ramaha is also the same, which means Ramaha, the subject, is in Prathama Vibhakti. Come to the third sentence. Here also, Ramaha Yanena Gramam Gachati. Gachati is the same, Gramam is the same when we compare it with the second sentence, and Ramaha is also the same. Ramaha is in Prathama Vibhakti. So, Ramaha is always in Prathama Vibhakti, which means the subject, the Karta, is always in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, so we are generalizing a role. Actually, we are discussing about active voice only now. This can be understood that a subject, the subject in a sentence shall be used in Prathama Vibhakti only. So whoever is the subject, he will be used in, or that thing will be used in Prathama Vibhakti. Ramaha Gachati, Ramaha Gachati, again Ramaha Gachati, Ramaha. Always, everywhere, Ramaha is in Prathama Vibhakti. So we have decided, or we have understood that the subject in a sentence is always, that will be in Prathama Vibhakti. Let's check the second sentence again. Second sentence. Ramaha Gramam Gachati. Now we are discussing about, so we know what is Karta and what is subject, and the Vibhakti of Karta is Prathama. Now we are going to check Grama, Gramam. It is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Gramaha, Gramau, Gramaha, Gramam, Gramau, Graman. Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachanam it is. Okay. Now, in the third sentence also, Gramaha Yanena Gramam Gachati. There also Gramam is the same, which means Gramam, it is in Dvitiya Vibhakti only. So, we are defining that the karma, the object in a sentence, should be used in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Karta in Prathama Vibhakti, karma in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Come to the third sentence. Yanena is the word. Yanena. Yanena means by a vehicle. So it's an instrument. Karanam. It is known as Karanam. So we are defining it. An instrument is the thing which helps the karta, the subject, to perform his action. So that is the definition of an instrument, karma. So an instrument in a sentence will be used in tritiya vibhakti. Here we can see yanam yane yanani, yanam yane yanani, yanena, by a vehicle. So yanena is in tritiya vibhakti. So an instrument in a sentence is used in tritiya vibhakti only. Karanam in tritiya vibhakti. Karta in prathama vibhakti, karma in dvitiya vibhakti, karanam, the instrument, that will be used in tritiya vibhakti. Come to the fourth sentence. Ramah Krishnaya dhanam dadati. Dadati kriyapadam. Ramah karta prathama vibhakti. Dhanam is the object, that is karma, in dvitiya vibhakti it is. The remaining word is Krishnaya. Krishna. In this sentence, in this context, Krishna is the receiver of that money. And we have given a name for the receiver, and that is Sampradhanam. And we are defining a Sampradhanam, a receiver in a sentence, will be used in Chaturthi Vibhakti only. So, Krishna, 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 Krishnam, Krishna, Krishnan, Krishnena, Krishnabhyam, Krishnaihi, Krishnaya. Chaturthi Vibhakti Ekavachanam it is. So, a Sampradhanam will be used in Chaturthi Vibhakti only. Okay. Come to the next sentence. Ramaha gramat agachati. Here apadanam. The word gramat is apadanam. Gachati, agachati means comes, and Rama, the subject, it's in Prathama Vibhakti. Now, gramat, from the village. And that word is known as apadanam. So we are defining it. Apadanam, the word or the thing, the word which is apadanam in a sentence, that will be used in Panchami Vibhakti only. We can see that. Gramaha gramo gramaha, gramam gramo graman, gramena gramabhyam gramaihi, gramaya gramabhyam gramebhyaha, gramat gramabhyam gramebhyaha. Gramat is in Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. So apadanam in a sentence will be used in Panchami Vibhakti only. Now, come to the next sentence. Ramasya mitram Krishna. In this sentence, it's a relation, sambandha. So, Ramasya, that word is in Shashti Vibhakti. Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, Ramam Ramo Raman, Ramayana Ramabhyam Ramaihi, Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyaha, Ramata Ramabhyam Ramebhyaha, Ramasya Ramayoho Ramanam. Here Ramasya is in Shashti Vibhakti. Okay, so we are defining it. To show a relation in a sentence, we use Shashti Vibhakti. Okay, it doesn't have any name. Sambandha, the word meaning itself is a relation. So, to show a relation in a sentence, we use Shashti Vibhakti only. Okay. Come to the last sentence. Ramaha grihe vasati. Vasati kriyapadam, verb. And Rama is the karta, subject. Now, grihe, in the house, it's a location. And that location, we have named it as adhikaranam. Okay, here we can see the word grihe is in saptami vibhakti. It is in saptami vibhakti. So we are defining it simply adhikaranam. If a location is discussed in a sentence, then that is known as an adhikaranam, and that adhikaranam will be used in saptami vibhakti only. Grihe is in saptami. I will recite the griha shabda, then we will get that. Griham grihe grihani, griham grihe grihani, grihena grihabhyam grihaihi, grihaya grihabhyam grihebhyaha, grihata grihabhyam grihebhyaha, grihasya grihayoho grihanam, grihe. Here it is. Grihe grihayoho griheshu. So saptami vibhakti ekavachanam is used here. So our theory is a location, adhikaranam, will be used in Saptami Vibhakti only. Okay, now let's summarize it once again. A subject, a karta in a sentence should be used in Prathama Vibhakti. A karma, an object in a sentence, should be used in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Karanam, an instrument in a sentence, should be used in Tritiya Vibhakti. A Sampradhanam, a receiver, that word should be used in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Apadhanam in a sentence should be used in Panchami Vibhakti. And we use Shashti Vibhakti to show the relations, and Adhikaranam in a sentence, a location in a sentence, should be used in Saptami Vibhakti. Now we know to create sentences. We can write our own sentences if we have the Vibhakti Jnanam. If we have the knowledge of Vibhaktis and Vibhakti Rupas, now we are able to write the sentences. So I'll tell you the meanings of each and every Vibhakti. Prathama Vibhakti's meaning is the word itself. Ramaha means Rama, that's all. Krishna means Krishna. Govinda means Govinda, that's all, nothing. Dvitiya Vibhakti's meaning is to. Ramam, to Rama. Tritiya Vibhakti's meaning is by. Ramena, by Rama. Chaturthi Vibhakti, Ramaya, which means for Rama. Panchami Vibhakti's meaning is from. Ramat, from Rama. Shashti Vibhakti, of course, it shows the relations. So Ramasya means Ramas, something which belongs to Rama. Okay. And Saptami Vibhakti, that is Adhikaranam, and it means in or on. Rame, in Rama. Okay. So these are the meanings of the Vibhaktis. Now I believe that all of us have understood the meanings of Vibhaktis, the concept of Karaka, and how we can create sentences. In the next session, we will discuss about the Purushas, the persons in Sanskritam.